Hinamizawa.
Yeah, I hate this place.
Welcome back, y'all. My name is AJ, and I'm here to yap about Higurashi When They Cry Kai, Chapter 7, Minagoroshi. I am once again joined by my straight man Griffin. Say hello, Griffin.
I'm trying to look for the receiver for my mouse. It's around here somewhere, and you don't know where it is. I put it down somewhere.
You did indeed put it down somewhere. Last time, Anakin and Obi-Wan fought on Mustafar, and then Anakin lost because he'd have the- wait, sorry, that's Revenge of the Sith and Cedars right now. Last time, Keiichi was able to talk down Rena with the use of a bat and shonen powers, but...
hold on, did you get the payment?
The what?
The payment from the sponsorship.
Oh, no.
No, I mean for like the mental crisis hotline.
Oh, no, because I had a copyright opening to start. They wouldn't let me.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, technically, whenever the intro plays, which is the instrumental opening of the first opening of Higurashi and anime, is blocks in the country of, like... What fucking country is it? It's partially... it is blocked in the country of... Come on, fucking give me information here.
Of...
Why is it fucking... It was like Bellary or some shit like that.
Huh. Okay.
Was it? Yeah, it's Belarus. It's blocked in the country of Belarus. I apologize to anyone who might be from the country of Belarus.
Well, if you watch the episode, so they wouldn't know.
Well, it could be someone who emigrated from Belarus who are watching it now.
And they're just crying for their countrymen.
Like they have the parasites in them. Guys, so let's fucking talk about what happened. What happened?
Yeah. Let's talk about aliens, alright?
Aliens.
So, immigration is a very complex topic.
Griffin, please!
America is founded by immigrants, but not really. But actually, kind of, if you go back far enough, I guess. Unless you're Mormon, and then, then it's founded by, like, Jesus Christ or something.
Hinamizawa!
I don't think that Christianity has anything to do with him.
Okay, so Keiichi at one point looked at the camera and said, "Hey, you demons writing the script, you won't get your tragedy. We get the happy ending this time." They're like, "Bet," and then fucking volcano erupts, rocks drop, everyone dies.
Yeah.
So I have a suspicion. It said that the trial was ongoing, so Okonomiya, people who lived in Okonomiya survived, right?
Yeah.
So I think Rena must have survived the initial, like, disaster, because there's no way she wasn't Okonomiya's, like, police station when it happened.
Right. Well, she might have been in holding.
Maybe. But is there any way to hold her in Hinamizawa? We never really see, like, a police station there.
I think that there is a local police station.
Nice.
Probably like on the edge of town. They have. Oh no, there is, because it mentioned in chapter 4.
Oh. Yeah.
Chapter 3. Chapter 3. They mentioned that the local police office, probably like a guy,
One
guy.
I don't think they would keep her there. Then I think they would just take her back to Okonomiya.
Yeah.
So this could be a chance that Rena survived the initial tragedy, which probably.
Someone who's being tried for double homicide. So I'm gonna keep her in a small town jail cell.
Double homicide, kidnapping, holding 25 people hostage, going on for a sword fight for 1 hour.
Yeah. There's no way he could that one lone security officer could not handle her.
He was not him. He was not him. Anyway, Rika died, Irie died, and then everyone died. The end. It's like the ugly barnacle all over again. Griffin, what?
What?
What's going on, man?
The demons didn't get their. The demons didn't get their ending.
Who are the demons? Oh no, they got him.
Something that I'd never ever realized before. Hold on. Fuck. Velcro straps. Something I never realized before. While I was reading that epilogue or the epilogue tips
Wakasaka.
is, I mean, you wouldn't really notice, but like, there's like one small detail that's like a hint about well, not about like the whole thing, but like about something. If you know, you know, kind of a thing.
Can you tell me?
No.
Look, man,
Well,
my
actually,
mind
you know
is
what?
swimming.
You know what? I can tell you. Because it doesn't really tell you anything, but it kind of tells you something. Something that you should know.
What is
Do you
it?
remember what they said the file was that they read?
34?
Yeah.
Takano's file? They said it was named after her.
There's a of course, as you know, as someone who's read Yumineko, there's significance to the number 34.
There is.
But fuck all that, because we're not going to talk about future knowledge.
Okay, yeah.
It's just a small thing.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. No future knowledge. I have been actively putting future knowledge aside, and I think this episode, about all of them, is where I need to suppress future knowledge the most.
Yeah. We're talking about demons and their scripts.
Demons in the script, so... the most logic... Huh?
They hand them out at coffee shops.
Shut the fuck up. The most logical, like, explanation I have in my mind is, okay, so there's a group that planned all this and basically manipulated people to act in certain ways to basically enact one of Takano's many, many wild series. Disaster was not natural, alright? I agree with Akasaka there. There's no way that just randomly happened.
You know, natural disasters randomly happen.
But it didn't happen in the timeline of chapter 5/2.
That's true. It didn't.
And that's the chapter where Shion takes over the plot and thinks she's the smartest person in the world.
Yes.
Meanwhile, everyone's like, what is she doing? What is that girl doing? The logical conclusion is someone made a plan and has manipulated these players with hysteria to enact this plan and unleash great purpose so they can laugh about. I don't know what they're. I don't know why they would want to kill an entire village other than for shits and giggles.
I mean, that's like. Let's talk about Yumineko first.
No, we're not doing that.
No. Like, actually, but just like one thing, a mystery is not solved by the who done it and the how done it.
So why done it?
Mystery is solved by why done it. Why would they do it?
Why would they want?
Why would they do it? Why would they do it?
Why would they kill an entire town in one night? Maybe we really are contagious. Maybe we really are contagious.
Who?
The people in Hinamizawa.
You didn't think contagious?
I don't think contagious, but I don't know. Maybe if they go out into the world, maybe they're gonna fuck it up. Maybe they'll turn their epidemic into and you know what I mean.
They're endemic.
Into an epidemic. Cause like I'm with Oishi, like all that stuff about aliens aside, I think Rena was cooking with that parasites thing. I'm like, okay, there's probably some truth here. There's some
What do you mean?
biological thing happening to the people of this town.
Hold up. What do you mean Rena was cooking?
Okay, fine. Takano was cooking.
Yeah, I mean, give the lady some credit.
The woman who I don't even believe is fully dead.
Why don't you think she did?
Because we have a burned corpse that could be anyone.
Yeah, but it has her teeth.
Fake teeth.
Fake teeth. The old fake teeth trick.
I know dental records are one of the most conclusive evidence's way of saying something, but she got dental surgery right before it happened. No one knew.
For burn victims, I guess. Yeah. It's like one of the only definitive ways you can define, like, identify a burn
And
victim.
I know that's like that it's the dental records. That's such, but still that doesn't explain like the fucking irregularity in time of death. And like the fact that if this is a script, then and if Takano's file is the script, naturally you would come to conclude that she is the scriptwriter who's masterminded this entire tragedy. I mean, she might have killed Tomitake back in chapter 3. Kind of glossed over that.
So, by the way that you're like, I meant to ask. Well, so we got two ways of approaching this, of course, because there's always two stories being told. What we're talking on the literal sense, what's happening, like in Hinamizawa, in each timeline. What do you think about? Do you think that there's a metagame happening?
In what regards? I mean,
In a meta perspective, I guess. What do you think is happening?
in a meta perspective,
Yes.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Why do you think that we're seeing multiple versions of the events that happen in Hinamizawa?
In a meta way, it could be. Takano had several scrapbooks, right?
Did?
It could be each scrapbook details a different, like, cult theory for what happened there.
A different occult theory?
Yeah, like one. I don't know, maybe in chapter 2, she wrote about how the demon of Sonozaki awakened and went on a massacre. Chapter 1.
Do you think it's like a literal script?
A literal script.
Okay.
Like
Is that what you think it is?
I mean, that one single scrapbook that she gave to Rena.
Yeah.
Was if it's a script, as Keiichi call it, led her to doing all this, and ended it in the conclusion of the disaster.
Actually,
and they said like covering that swamp of concrete's not going to do anything if the gas ever comes back, but
right.
they did. There is something in that swamp. I know there is.
The thing is, concrete is porous by nature. Like, gas will leak out of it.
Yeah. So why even do it? If they just, unless it's to hide something. There is something in that swamp. There is something down there.
It's because people in Japan in the 80s were stupid. That's it.
There's something down there, alright? I will never let that go, Griffin. There is something in that swamp that has caused all of this to happen. Has anyone ever tugged in that tree branch that sticks out and see if it, like, you lift it all the way and you find, like, Oishiro-sama hanging on the edge of it?
It's like, damn, this whole time.
All time. really stupid. Something that's
No, but on the other, actually, you mentioned something. I was going to ask another question. You mentioned Keiichi, right?
yeah. Oh, he survived chapter 3. Like, the gas part of the disaster.
Yeah, he survived chapter 3, and then he predicted a guy's death. Remember that?
Yeah. And then he died.
Then he died.
And he predicted a lot of deaths. We still don't know how his curse killing thing worked.
He told the guy how he was going to die, and then he did.
In the exact way. The person who recorded that, like, someone could have gotten a hand on a recording and, like, acted it out. Like, someone could be intentionally following this. But how would Keiichi in his privacy go, I want you to die, EDA? What leads him to die? And there's, like, chapter 3, like, I was thinking back on it, I was probably watching some bits of it, like, okay, everyone could just be, like, lying, like, saying, like, Keiichi was there and all that stuff, like, to cover up for him. Like, Mion got the Sonozaki bodies and hid, good old Teppei, but Satoko seemed very convinced that he was still there. I don't think she would go that far to delude, to, like, unlie that she would put herself in a steam bath.
Hold on. And fuck. Okay. Hello?
Hello?
No, shit. Okay. Hold
La le le lo lu.
on. Green.
Green?
Hello? Ah!
What?
Ah, fuck. So loud.
Hi.
Jesus Christ, you're loud.
Is this better?
No, what the hell? Why is it still loud? Oh.
Now you're loud.
Oh my god, what the hell? Hold on. There we go, shit. Alright, hooked up. I finished setting up moving my shit around because I got tired of having my desktop in the living room, so I moved it back to my bedroom.
Nice.
And I've got a sound bar on my desk. Holy shit. You're loud as fuck.
What the fuck? What were we talking about?
Demons and their scripts that they hand out in Starbucks.
Satoko. Alright, I was mentioning there's no way Satoko would put herself in a hot bath for a full night just to create a cover story that her uncle is still there. Would she? But if that was true, I think she would have told him, Keiichi, when things started to go south. And then she had a freak out and fucking pushed him off a bridge.
She did. Yeah.
I still think the clinic is behind this somehow. Takano is connected to the clinic. EDA has died twice of suicide.
Maybe he's just suicidal. You ever thought of that?
God, I wish.
So true. What the fuck? Hello?
Hello?
There we go.
I don't know, man. That's where I'm at right now.
What?
Everything I've said. Everything I've said till now.
Just everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not like when we finish Umineko episode 6 and we can actually be able... I mean... You did, like, after we finish it, like, no spoilers, of course, but you did basically... We did not leave that call until I solved the main solved the main trick of the entire thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You notice you didn't do that again for this.
Oh yeah, that was chapter 6, huh?
Yeah. But I'm guessing what Chapter 6 reveals at the end in Umineko is a lot more... has a lot more to give than what Keiichi says at the end of Chapter 6 of Higurashi.
Yeah. Though, I mean, in a way, it kind of, like, reveals a lot, but, yeah, it's a little bit more obscure than the last line of Chapter 6, of Episode 6.
Then there's only one thing left to do.
I mean, I was gonna ask something else, though.
Oh.
No. Fuck. I think I got distracted. The Keiichi, though. Keiichi. Mr. Maibara. No, not about, like, him, I don't know. Wait, what are we talking about? Like Chapter 3 or something like
Yes, him not dying to the gas and then surviving and then predicting someone's death and then dying later.
Yeah, not that. I was going to say, yeah, so how about him remembering past timelines out of...
No, that's magic. That's magic, alright? I'm not even gonna... I'm not even gonna try to begin...
Yeah, I know.
To think how the fuck he's doing that. That is literally magic, bitch.
Well, what about it? I mean, Miss Magic is real.
Does Keiichi remember?
If magic is real, then how does it explain this?
Unfortunately, anything I can come up with is incorporating future knowledge, so I just...
If you did not know about future knowledge, what would you say it is?
Time loop?
Have you ever played a game called Myth?
No.
Oh my god.
I mean, okay, honestly, it's a time loop. They're all stuck in a time loop.
Okay. Is that, I mean...
In case you remember his past time loops.
He does remember past time loop. I mean, he literally did. So, yeah. But, like, is that all?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, there's only one way to find out all these answers.
By going on the wiki. Let's go.
Yeah, no. By pushing forward.
Go and read the
TV tropes page.
TV tropes page first.
And this is a familiar location.
Hey, here we are.
Minagoroshi, the final truth, massacre chapter. The story introduces the unit inside and out, using all the actors. This is no longer a story, it is a public autopsy for all to join. As they say, after loving someone, cut open their belly and eat their organs. It's the same with stories. This difficulty is quite mild, well suited for those with pride.
Episode 7.
The final truth.
What is it? What is the episode 7 title? I forgot.
Minagoroshi? Oh, episode 7 of Umineko?
Yeah, I forgot what it... 7...
Twilight of the Golden Witch or Requiem of the Golden Witch?
Requiem of the Golden Witch, yeah. Yeah, it's Requiem of the Golden Witch.
Alright, so...
See all the stuff you didn't want to see.
Alright, so basically, by the end of this episode, I'll know at least the main trick of Higurashi, right?
Yeah, by the end of this, you will know the truth.
I will know the truth. And then what happens after that?
Chapter 8.
I notice a lot of people don't talk about Chapter 8.
Chapter 8 is you've seen episode 8.
Yeah, and that's my favorite episode of Minako, and that's apparently quite a controversial take in the community.
Wow. That's weird.
It's
the episode chapter. It's the
climax, the character resolution.
Exactly. You already know everything.
So, what now? We gotta
have to like fucking go and play the epilogue, and then.
But we had put in simple terms. To put it in simple terms, we had a bad guy to beat and stakes to lose in episode 8 that were already introduced by episode 5 of Umineko.
That's true.
this? We still don't even know who's behind all this. I mean, the most logical conclusion is Takano Tomikake, because Takano is the one seeming connected to all this, and Tomitake we know jack shit about.
There's also another one.
It's EDA.
No,
Another what?
another villain that's been around since chapter 1.
Oishi?
No.
The construction worker?
No.
Oishiro-sama?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oishiro-sama has been around.
That's just Rika.
The one that fucking everyone has been talking about this whole time.
It's just Rika. Just Rika is just being wild. Let's just get a kid laugh and get disturbed. Shut the fuck up.
Oh wait, shit. I can't hear it. Oh no. Oh. Freaking out.
What are you doing? Don't you see you're playing by yourself that often? All you could do before was nod to my questions. Since when do you have your own will? I'm glad. I finally have a sister or brother. Whichever you are. I used to be existence of nothingness, just like you. But one day I began to have my own identity. My own identity taught me that AJ, it's the start of a new chapter. You need to turn the music way down. And then you need to open the volume mixer on the side. And then you need to right-click that volume mixer. And then you go to Higurashi when they cry chapter 7. And turn that way down, or else it's gonna be too fucking loud.
Oh, by the way, go buy an 8-bit dope controller if you wanted one.
Go buy a what?
An 8-bit dope controller if you wanted one.
I don't want one.
Okay.
So it's not surprised to see you in possession of your own will. Welcome to this vast yet tiny world. My sister. You might be my brother, but let's just call her my sister until I know for sure. This is an endless, eternal, infinite void. But that doesn't mean it's a boundlessly vast. I suppose you could describe it like a ring with a small diameter. While the ring is eternal, endlessly looping world, that doesn't mean it contains infinite space. Yes, in short, this world is eternally sealed. The future is supposed to be an infinite weave of countless choices. Yet for whatever reason, our world always ends in death. If I were to compare it to something, perhaps a maze of fate would be appropriate. Looping to the same moments forever, steadily growing harder and more dejecting, eventually producing something like me. Then as that draws further on, even one of you like you is born, and eventually the world may be filled with your sisters too. After that, we build a colony inside of it, and once we lose our interest in this maze, Rika will disappear from this world. It looks like you still cling to this narrow world, Rika. So I lost interest long ago, which is why I'm truly glad you were born for me to talk to. So what are you doing? Are you collecting fragments of memory? There's only 5 or 6 of them right now. We really don't talk about the 4th one. We don't. It was quite boring, to be honest. Why do we even pick that up? Must still be fun for you though. Look at that, 3D. Woo, woo,
Yo.
woo, woo.
Look at those PlayStation 2 graphics.
There used to be more fragments long ago, but one by one they disappeared into the darkness. Now there are only ones that remain clear. Oh, that's not how you're supposed to use it. See? Try and hold it up to the light. Which one? There's like 5 sources of light in this void. All of that is the life of Frederica and its end. That one is... Oh, I remember that one. Get out of my face, EDA! The world when Keiichi was cursed.
Tomitake the long way.
Those fragments are like books to me. So I titled that one the Onikakushi chapter. Alright, so this is chapter 1. It's a cube. I guess he did meet EDA in chapter 1 when he dropped by the clinic for like 5 minutes. Do you remember what happened in that one? Good. That makes things easier. In Onikakushi, my brother Keiichi was consumed by the darkness. He couldn't accept the kind words of his friends offered him, and eventually beat them to death, not knowing of their kindness. We were all killed after that anyway. It had nothing to do with his story, though.
So the Kohinomizawa disaster did happen in chapter 1.
That fragment is the Watanagashi chapter. I really should call them books and not chapters to make things easier, but you know what? Leave me alone. Shion Sonozaki was the curse in that one. She killed many people out of revenge for her boyfriend's disappearance as he went missing in 1982. Rika worked so hard, but she was captured at the end and she had been tortured to death. That's why she chose to commit suicide in the Meikashi chapter, because things were going to turn out the same way. That fragment over there is called the Tatarigoroshi chapter. Satoko's uncle came back and locked her up inside her house. That was the worst world of all. There was nothing Rika was able to do in that world. Whenever Satoko's uncle came back, Rika usually just gives up on that world. Fortunately, Satoko's uncle doesn't come back that frequently. That one is called the Sumiho. That one is called the Peak chapter. Rika was there just until a moment ago. Rena Ryugu was possessed in that world. It was pretty exciting to see her take over the whole school.
Okay, so these are happening in order.
Surprised me to learn that. And we don't care about Sumi Horoboshi. Get out!
Don't talk about Sumi Horoboshi.
We don't talk about Sumi Horoboshi. I kind of fell asleep halfway through. Surprised me. I mean, honestly, you learned all the information you do from the Akasaka sub-chapter tip back in last chapter. They really should have fucking called these books. Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, Book 4, Book 5, Book 6, Book 7.
No, let's call them phases.
It's like learning about Akechi had a memory of other worlds, just like we do. It's pretty amazing, but again, most of us have some kind of memory like that. We all have reading Steiner. We all have an imaginary world within us, some idea of what would happen if we did things differently. It's like this strange feeling we do something for the first time, but feel like you've done it before. Deja mustard. Everyone has a memory of an imaginary world in their minds, but the memory is not always that clear. It's not surprising, really. You're special enough to be able to see those fragments of memory. It's probably very difficult for you to understand how special you really are. You were born into a world where it's a natural thing for you to see these fragments. I was originally born in the normal world. Not until recently I could collect these fragments of memory. You grabbed those fragments just because you could, but I didn't know how to do that for a long time. I'm sorry. I'm sure you're not interested in hearing my story.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Huh? What's wrong? What are you curious about? Oh, you're curious why so many different instances occur in the same world? It's very interesting, isn't it? Why do you think that's the case? Let's think about it together. Thinking is the first step towards playing a game. The main character of Marika's group of friends is Maibara Keiichi. When Onikakushi was possessed by suspicion and killed Rena and Mion Sonozaki. If that was an inevitable event, he would have killed them in every world. In other words, what Maibara Keiichi did in Onikakushi was not inevitable.
Okay.
Indeed. The only thing that's inevitable is Maibara Keiichi's role. Maibara Keiichi was someone with a naturally suspicious heart. He would take the same actions in every world. But that didn't happen. It's true that
Game theory. Love it.
What?
Game theory.
Oh. Very for him to exhibit this kind of rage to display it out in Kakushi. In other words,
Like literal game theory.
Griffin, I'm trying to focus! Get MatPat out of here. Something inevitable. That may not be the case if you compare it to a different one. Something that really is inevitable. It would happen for sure in every life. Like taxes. It's very important that you know that. When you compare the different worlds, what common among all of them is the truth? Understand? Like I said, what seems inevitable in one life could just be a random event in another. The club activities as Mion Sonozaki suggests are a good example. If Mion has strong inclination towards playing certain games, he would be playing them in every world.
Yeah, Rika would kill herself in that case.
Yeah. Like, alright, Uno again! Sonozaki. We know that now because we've been through many different lives. Those who only live in one world can't see if the event in question is inevitable or random. Those who only live one can't predict what's going on in Mion Sonozaki's mind, but we can. Although the activities are random, Sonozaki Mion calls for us to club meetings almost every day in every life. I can see that Mion holding a strong will towards having the club meeting. Sonozaki Mion always wanted to play with the other club members, but she doesn't know what to play. See? We can read Sonozaki Mion's mind by simply examining these fragments. With this alone, we can see a part of who Mion Sonozaki really is. Can you please just use her one name? Stuff more about my brother Keiichi. For those who only live once, the World Order Kikuchi chapter is nothing but a story where Keiichi suffered mysterious hallucinations and beat his friends to death.
Wait, okay, so pause. Pause.
Uh-huh.
Before we go into that, I actually do want to talk about this topic since they introduced it. For your sake. What do you think are the canon events?
The
then?
canon events, for lack of a better
Yeah,
word.
the canon events, yeah.
Well, Rika's death.
Okay.
Watanagashi.
Okay.
Tomitaka's death. Takano's burned body.
Okay.
Oishi coming down to investigate.
Okay. Oh, is she investigating?
Oishi's investigating.
As he's been for like 5 years, you know.
Keiichi meeting Irie.
Does he meet him in every chapter?
Oh, no, not chapter 2. He's introduced in chapter 3.
Hmm.
And we never see Keiichi go to the clinic in that chapter.
Hmm.
Keiichi always seems to die by the end. I mean, his fate
Chapter 3, yeah, but yeah,
They said
I mean,
died.
not in the same way then. Okay, so a death, but not in the same way.
Not in the same way. It's not like Rika's brutally destined to brutally die. Let's see. Not the Great Disaster, because it didn't happen in Watanagashi/Meikashi.
Mm-hmm. So the Great Economic Disaster is not a canon event.
What else has consistently happened?
But if it happens, that means that there is something that triggers it. That doesn't always happen all the time.
What's happened in 1 and 2? 3? 1, 3, 6. But 2 and 4 and 6 are the same. And 2 and 5 are the same.
I thought Great Economic Disaster did happen in chapter 1.
Yeah, that's what I said. 1, 3, 6.
Okay.
And then
1 through 6. Yeah.
And 4 and 6 are the
And
same.
4.
And 2 and 5 what? So what happened?
2 and 5.
The Sonoza all the heads of the 3 families were killed.
That's true.
Maybe Shion was onto something. Maybe they did have something to do. Maybe I should have given her a little more credit.
Maybe we should kill the 3 heads.
Maybe we should have killed Horyu. Takano seems to have always spread the darkness to someone. The conversation with Rena in 6.
Right.
It's her conversation with Shion in 5. The conversation she has with Keiichi in 1.
Yeah, Keiichi in 1.
And she also talks to Keiichi and Shion in 2/5. Well, 2 and 5 are the same, so the people possessed seems like in 3, what did she do in 3?
She gave Keiichi a ride home.
She gave
after he murdered.
No, she told Keiichi that it was the Sonozaki's killing every year. And he went to Mion to go ask her, can Satoko's uncle be the subject of the curse?
Right.
She implanted the idea that the curse can kill her uncle, Teppei.
Gotcha.
I don't want to say Takano's the mastermind, but she's the only one who fits the bill.
Who else could be a mastermind?
Irie, Tomitake, maybe Oishi, but I think at this point, Oishi, re-look at his actions, he really just wants to solve the case and jumps onto anything and everything.
He wants to solve it. Yeah, he's a cop like a week from retirement here. Like,
Chapter 1, he did everything. Chapter 2/5, he did everything to solve the case. Chapter 3, he did everything to solve the case.
And disappeared.
I don't think he would be causing all this if he wouldn't. I don't know.
Why did he disappear?
Why he disappeared? I don't fucking know about that one.
Okay, that's about it.
Like, Tatsumi Goroshi is still a what the fuck.
Yeah. Like, so, but if we know something different happens, then that means that's, well, yeah, like, it's not a canon event.
Not fate. Satoru's uncle doesn't always come back. What else?
Her uncle doesn't always come back.
Oh. I think
No.
I'm gonna continue on for now since I think we got a good list. I wanna not hold on.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a good list of canon events to focus on.
As a result, we know that the murder of his friends was not inevitable. I told you that just earlier. And, you know what is inevitable though? Me repeating information. That's gonna roughly conclude that the possibility of Maibara Keiichi triggers his tragedy is less than 20%. Is almost like a fluke. Yeah, among countless world, Maibara Keiichi causing a tragedy is an unimportant factor. You just really got the bad experience first time. What thread to be drawn from here? You found it already? No wonder you were born in this world. You're quick to learn the knack for playing with building blocks. I didn't figure that out for a while. I was born in an old world, so I couldn't see things from a single world's perspective. I was too obsessed with the fact that Maibara Keiichi caused the tragedy, so I had trouble finding it. Right, that's exactly right. You want to share with the class what you're thinking? Yonikakushi, Watanagashi, Meikashi, and Sumohoboroshi chapters all have something in common: the Great Disaster.
Yeah.
No, wait, no. Someone becomes dark verified. So yeah. That's what I was going. That was going earlier. In each world, either Keiichi Maibara, Sonozaki Shion, all because of her conversations with Takano. She implants this idea into them. They were born and raised differently. Was Shion's your close friend? Do you really know her in most worlds? The only common factor is that they all live in Himizawa. This is how long ago, though. We appear to the fragments of multiple worlds. The constant phenomenon becomes our facts, and the chance phenomena hold little meaning. In the worlds, the unrelated individual culprits are not all that important. To go further, the violence of the crimes also bears no meanings. Maibara Keiichi beat his friends to death. Sonozaki Shion killed the central people of the three families. And Ryuga took over the school. And also killed, 2 other people, but no one fucking cares.
We don't care.
In fact, the very, very important truth is that while the culprit in crimes decided at random, their process of growing paranoid until they resort to violence is always constant. The suspects changes every time, but the process does not. After comparing these different worlds, the truth I found, the one truth is that common in all these worlds of Hinamizawa. The rule is that a random person becomes violent under the influence of paranoid thoughts. This is Rule X. Maibara Keiichi, Sonozaki Shion, Ryuga. What about... No potentials come to that rule within random possible problem. What about Tatorigoroshi then? Was there another killer going around that we just didn't see because Keiichi was having a little cuckoo moment?
Tatorigoroshi? Wait, sorry, what happened in Tatorigoroshi?
Sorry,
chapter 3?
Chapter 3, yes.
The killer that goes wild is Keiichi.
But she didn't quote when she is... The Onikakushi, Watanagashi, Meikashi, and Sumohoroboshi chapters all have something in common. Some of the group becomes violent because of dark and paranoid thoughts in each world. Keiichi killed Tepe, but,
Okay, yeah.
he wasn't suspicious, he wasn't paranoid of what Tepe... He was doing something with concrete physical evidence, and he decided, I need to stop it.
That's true.
It was after that where everyone just started dropping like flies. So, was someone else possessed by paranoia and just going on a killing spree while we're just stuck with Keiichi in this little world?
Okay.
Because if you're saying... Cause
there is somebody who is paranoid in the chapter.
In chapter 3?
Yeah.
Fuck, it's been a while. Was it Satoko? She did freak out at the end.
She kept seeing her uncle.
She kept seeing her uncle when he shouldn't be there, and then she lashed out, saying
that Keiichi was going to kill her.
Yeah, and he was a demon, and then she threw him off a bridge.
Yep.
Satoko, what did you do? I mean, there's still this EDA. I mean, if Satoko killed EDA, Satoko killed EDA, that's...
Really call it crazy. No.
That's justified, alright? He's a kitty diddler. I will not let this go. It's not funny. It's never gonna be funny. It never will be funny. Okay, Kikuchi. Yeah, but like she is deliberately leaving out chapter 3 and also chapter 4, but that's irrelevant. I love how she has to say
No,
5 to she has to say 5 to 6 because of chapter
Yeah.
4. Like it's a pain in the ass. Oh, it's because they all live in Hinazawa. Well, we're not detectives or police officers. This is not something a small girl like us, Rika, can easily figure out. At least now we know there's a mysterious role in the world of Hinamizawa. The demon possession. Someone is possessed by paranoia. I'm proud of myself figuring that one out. I think it's not particularly surprising though.
How long did it take you, Rika?
500 years. Oh. Go along the worlds. That means fated to happen. Hehehe. Some events happen quickly come to mind, don't they? Right. Tomitake and Takano always killed in those worlds.
You know, I give her shit, but we skip over the fact that she's literally an 8-9-year-old girl.
How long has she been here? Are you allowed to tell me that?
Um.
Do we have a guesstimate?
Yes, we have an exact time, actually. Let's see. Hold on. In fact, you know it already.
Yeah, they probably said it before, but I forgot an exact number. What's the number?
I'm looking it up.
Basically,
We had a number.
Rika is stuck in a time loop of sorts. At some point, like, an otherworldly consciousness developed from that can now go in and out of fragments of memories. So that Rika, the voice talking to us right now, is I guess as true as Rika could be, like she said last time. God knows how old she is at this point. It must be like what, over 1,000+ years, at the least.
Yeah, we know that she is in total in the just when they cry, the verse cinematic universe. She's 1,000+ years old.
1,000+. Yeah, 1,000-year lolly. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Mysterious Rulex are lead to random individuals to violence. After all, they always murdered regardless of who falls to Rulex. Therefore, there's another rule in this world that says rule that says Tomitake and Takano will get killed in the Watagashi. Let's call it Rule Y. Hehe. I'm really uncreative with this.
It was 100 years.
100. She's
been here for 100 years.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
The curse always sings. Not as long as I saw, but still, that's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Someone turns violent, Rule X.
But
Takano Y. It's supposed to be 2 independent years. But they all tend to link them together. Of course, one could say that's how they become ensnared in this spell of paranoia leading to the violence to begin with. But do you think in the paranoia they notice someone's trying to lead them to link those rules together? Yes. Whoever the piece linking them is, the one making the stage called Hinazawa, very complicated. Should have noticed at least 2 sussy people by now. Do you know who I'm talking about? Is this a Dora the Explorer episode?
You're using the word peace a lot.
I'm referring to Oishi and Takano. When you compare our previous fragments, the role of the piece known as Oishi becomes clear. He's a detective who's retiring this year, and he's hurried to solve the mystery of series of deaths in Hinamizawa. He retires to move away from the village. That's why he's desperate to solve this case before he has to leave Hinamizawa. Why is he so obsessed with serial murders in Hinamizawa? How many times can I say Hinamizawa in a paragraph? That's right. It's a fucking Dora the Explorer episode. The victim was Oishi's close friend. You will see that if you look at the
Like I said, Rika's is fucking like she's 9.
She's 9. 109. She was the damn conflict at its peak. He saw how the Sonozaki family took control of the Onagafuchi Guardians, and he believed the Sonozaki family was pulling the strings behind the whole incident. That's why he always suspected the Sonozaki family was behind the serious, mysterious deaths, regardless of the evidence or lacks therefore. His personal biased belief, combined with his credibility as police detective, affected the pitiable victims of persecution complexes in each world. As a result, the pitiful victims of Rule X come to accept the Sonozaki family as the identities of the unknown force their paranoia seeks. Shion Sonozaki's case is the more conspicuous one in that matter. So yes, if this piece Oishi didn't intervene, perhaps the victims of Rule X would have to resort to such violence. I guess, yeah, that is another factor. He implants that the Sonozakis is behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Oishi-sama's
She's not innocent here, or yeah, he was
yes,
involved in
well,
at least
meanwhile,
spreading it.
Takano implants the mystery, the curse part of it.
Yes.
The player is scared of
She
this.
spreads the conspiracy, and
Takano
she
spreads the curse.
The curse.
This just happened in the village. At least Oishi's doing his job. What's your excuse, Takano?
She likes curses.
She must fear most of Yugu. For Takano, Vena was a perfect prey, grasping at straws to try to identify the force she suspected. Ironically, however, Mio Takano always ended up getting killed at the end. If she had survived to see Rana take over the school, she would have laughed long and loud. Now, have you realized that those two pieces of their roles fulfill their own rule, too? They talk about the Sonozaki family, and the listener always believes them. This is Rule Z. What a humorous rule it is. You should have had an answer to this mystery in your fragment on hand. The fact is that Sonozaki family always acts as responsible, no matter if they are or not. I mean, good PR. They have a good PR manager. People continue to fear them. As a result, the villagers believe that the Sonozaki family has been pulling the strings ever since the damn conflict ended. Oishi and Takano were simply fooled by that rule. Actually, the whole village is fooled by it. Still, the more I think about it, strange the serious, mysterious destiny of Mizawa seems to me. Do you know why? Nearly all the fragments of memories I have here are from 1983, so I have no idea what the incidents from 1980 to 1982. But it's likely to interpret these murders as serial is simply a result of falling victim to Rule Z, believing that the Sonozaki family is pulling the strings behind everything. In short, they may be trying to conflate those multiple crimes of each what happened to different reasons into one big case. Well, I have no way to discern the truth from the fragments here. Still, perhaps something lies in one of them. Each case was supposed to have been solved individually, after all. We don't know if the theory is sound or irrational, but it might be surprisingly be an element we can't ignore. That reminds me, Shion said something intriguing in the Mekashi chapter. The curse system she came up with. I naturally put her last name there because you just suddenly stopped doing that. To kill an enemy on the village of Naiwagashi, the name of Oishiro-sama's curse. And after the foundation of this murder is allowed on that night alone, it's the true identity of the curse. As most of the fragments here are from 1983, it is nothing to back to the validity of Shion's theory, but there's some interesting things about it. In other words, they're serious that the suspect is not the one committing the crime. It's the environment that's causing the murder. People in the single world tend to analyze a criminal's life to determine the process that led them to crime, but her idea is different. The real crime is committed not by the criminals, but by the environment. In other words, it might only happenstance that a robber A committed the crime. An environment of poverty might have created robber B instead, or perhaps even robber C. It may not be a criminal in another world. Therefore, the real criminal is not A, but the environment that creates A, B, or C. It's society's problem.
If I had your life and you mine.
Wincing. Shut up, Virgil. Go back to that mobile gotcha. Confuse you? Sorry. Sample actually hard to understand. It's easy for me to see it like that because I'm from the normal world. Let me make it simple for you. The culprit behind the tragedy of many worlds isn't individuals like Maibara, Sonozaki, but society. So Rule X is the true culprit at fault. You're earning good marks in grasp even that we don't know the identity of Rule X. I said it, society. 3 rules govern the stage called Himazawa's, X, Y, and Z. Then you're earning very good marks. As long as you understand those rules, even if this is your first experienced world, you should easily find the truth without distraction. See? Isn't this fun? These 3 simple rules are interacting the stage, creating a kaleidoscope of different worlds. This is probably a very unusual case. At other locations, you should be able to see such extreme variation even through looping through several worlds. It keeps me entertained just staying here and watching these worlds revolve. Anyway, there's one more fact we can understand from the fragments of worlds. This is probably the biggest problem we have for the Rika is facing. The fact that Frederica always dies each time. The June 1983 is the dead end for her. Worse, there's no randomness to it. It's guaranteed to happen. In other words, the same patterns of deaths as Tomitake and Takano. Found the exact same rule. Why? Tomitake and Takano always murder on the night of Watanagashi. Frederica's death is not always the same, but she is found dead in the middle of June.
So her method of dying is not always the same.
This happens the same night. Frederica is different. She takes different actions in each for every world, and her lifestyle is very unpredictable. For that reason, the day of her death is not always the same. However, she always dies in June, because a similar powerful conviction vows to kill her too.
The sequel to Your Lie in April. Your Death in June.
Shut the fuck up. The Truth in June. The same person kill all three of them? I don't know if it's the same person, but it's highly likely the same rules that work. It's the same person, or the same organization. It's the same views. The same goals. The same Twitter page. Skip her deadly fate, but it doesn't mean that she just wants to leave this village and survive. She wants to live happily in the village. She wants her cake and eat it too. God forbid, the 9-year-old girl wants her friends to be happy. That's Rika's happy future, the ideal future she hopes for. It's tragic that we can't realize such a simple desire, no matter how many times we repeat this. Though it's a tragedy.
Maybe it's... Fuck.
Maybe it's the way you dress.
Maybe it's the George Carlin answer.
What does that mean?
Very, very specific. There doesn't have to be a conspiracy if the people who win have converging interests.
Frederica committed suicide, but you could say it was more or less killed by Rule X via Sonozaki Shion in those worlds. In other words, it's a blunder for Rule Y. Rule Y is trying to kill Rika with a strong desire to achieve some aim. But she was killed before that as a result of the unrelated Rule X. That might have caused him to show some disturbance in the Force. The Rule X objective is simple to bury Rika, but then that's not a problem. But if they have an objective beyond that, then that might show up as some other phenomenon. Perhaps the Watanagashi Marikashi chapters have something in common. Something that doesn't happen in the other worlds. No great disaster. Fortunately, we're for Rika, so we don't know what happens after Rika is dead. Or, by any chance, do you know what happened? Since I'm Frederica, I know events during Frederica's life. You, on the other hand, are a special existence born in a superior world. Is there anything that didn't happen in Watanagashi and Marikashi? I feel like I should be like clicking answers on the screen.
I know, right?
To progress. I kind of wish that would happen.
A disaster!
The memories I have here are mainly about the chaos brought about Rika's friends, that is Rule X. But its foundation, Rule Z, and the obvious hostility common along the worlds, Rule Y, what are believed to be the true rules governing the stage. So Rika's path is a thorny one. She needs to fight Rule Y in order to survive. Unless she defeats it, she has no future past June 1983. And to win her own happiness, she must beat Rule X to win her friend's safety. As long as that is undefeated, one of Rika's precious friends may be led to tragedy. If that happens, and even should Rika survive, she wouldn't have the happy future she hopes for. She must have defeat Rule Z, just as Sonozaki Shion faced it in Mayakashi. As long as Rule Z remains, and if she escapes 1983, it's possible another tragedy may lie waiting in 1984. Extremely likely that Rule Z is breeding ground for Rule X. Let's not call it breeding ground. Yamazawa's fundamental belief that the Sonozaki family is behind everything, and a custom that can be anything being misconstrued as the curse may indirectly be the root of all evil here. People are not surprised to see someone die in the night of Watanagashi. The type of thing is keeping the curse alive in Yamazawa, whereas causes even more tragedy. It's Rule Z reinforcing itself. Rules X, Y, and Z. There are 3 rules to hunt Rika down to the eternal June of 1983. It's all tough obstacles. We didn't even figure out these common rules until recently. Were you aware of them? If you were, I'll give you straight A's.
Were you?
Yes.
Okay.
Being successful. However, a miracle happened in the Sumihoroboshi chapter. Keiichi Maibara was able to recognize a small fragment from another world by chance, and he beat Rule X. In the end, Rika was still killed that night by Rule Y, though. She tripped and fell.
It was very silly.
We can do one of those 3 Rena throws her hatchet over the roof and falls right onto Rika. Lost all interest in the worlds. That's how I was born.
She had 1 HP.
Beep, 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 beep. She learned something valuable from my brother Keiichi. The rules can be broken with strong enough will to fight. God damn, why don't we give Keiichi a Green Lantern ring?
You know, honestly, if Keiichi has nothing else,
He has a willpower.
he has got willpower.
So that's our problem. Her mental lifespan is getting shorter. Mentally, she's extremely old, and her soul is starting to turn into something different. Something dark. Something lesbian. Very showing those signs. Eventually, her memories from parallel worlds will all mix together. Somebody calls it her derangement, and loss of Frederica's soul. So, figure that out before that happens, please. Then she will disappear. That means you and I are going to be left in this dark world. Fragments of our memories will gradually disappear, and we'll be left alone in eternal darkness. Eventually, we will die. So, no pressure. See how her mental lifespan is getting shorter and shorter. HANYUU is also losing her powers. Oh my god!
Oh!
They said it! She said it! She said the name!
Oh my god!
She said the name!
Who
I'm putting her on screen right now! HANYUU!
Who is this person? Oh my god!
Okay, yes, guys, I've known... okay, I know about HANYUU, but I just know that she looks like this. She's magical, and her name is HANYUU.
She's in the opening of, like, chapter 5 and chapter 6.
Those are console openings, so you don't count for Ryukishi's original vision.
No, yeah, the worst kept secret of Higurashi is Shion Sonozaki. The second worst kept secret of Higurashi is HANYUU.
HANYUU. Anyway, what does she do?
They can't resist putting her everywhere.
She can't rewind through years of time like she used to. Her powers increase so much she can barely rewind 1 month. Okay, that's why we're going to June.
She is the time looper.
She is the time looper.
Yeah.
But now she's stuck in June. Man, you guys suck at this. What were you doing before I got here? Crying
So, like,
into
she
the
was-
infinite void.
That's how we saw, like, her in chapter 4.
Okay,
Like-
that I was curious about, like, how did... If
Yeah.
everything's only stuck in June, then, like, okay, so that was
Yeah,
just...
it used to be, like, 10 years? Like, the loop was, 10-ish years. And then it got shorter and shorter and shorter each time.
Oh, wow, that does sound like hell.
Yeah.
At least you can experience 10 years of your life. Like, from birth to death, and now you're stuck in the last month of your existence.
I mean, but shit, like, imagine going back 10 years each time, and then you go back and it's like
2
9
weeks! I'm gonna try to break all 3 rules in 2 weeks! We only have 2 weeks?!
only 2 weeks.
Fuck! No club games,
Yeah,
right?
we're short. It's short now.
I wanted to know what's in the outside well, so I clawed my way up from there. I wanted to know what's the outside well, so I continued climbing when I fell and injured myself. I finally realized the higher I climb, the more pain I feel when I fall. When my curiosity towards the world and my physical pain become equal, I finally understood the meaning of the frog in the well. Federica Berncastel. This is a work of fiction. No, it's not. Please get me out of this void. Chapter 7. Minagoroshi.
Alright.
Alright, ready to have your ears blasted out?
Yeah. Let's
Mine.
go.
I should probably open the volume mixer preemptively.
I need to turn it up.
No.
I think I got a new opening now.
No, this looks...
No.
it's the same.
It's an opening.
Is it the same?
Yeah.
That's lame. I'm crying. Why did none of this look like they give a fuck?
光を止めるために瞳を閉じていた日々流れ込む無秩序なテクスチャー黒き上層を四角された刺激
Was she drinking prune juice? I swear to God.
No, he was drinking wine.
Get out of here. I don't care about you guys.
Oh, don't care about her?
No. Why did you get the opposite right?
I hate that like I hate that their sprite looks so good.
Whoa, whoa, put out the gun.
Oh, trust me, we're gonna stop beating around the bush very quick with HANYUU.
She's gonna show up my frame one like, hi, I'm HANYUU. Nice to meet you. I feel no gravity in darkness, lost all my senses as a result. Bang my head in the floor with a dull thud. Scene starts by my eyelids. I curl into a ball while holding my head in pain. Oh, okay, did she just jump into Rika? No idea why I was in this situation. But as soon as I heard her voice under the top of the cliff, I realized I must have fallen. HANYUU, could you have not picked a better moment to drop me off in? I thought it was funny. It's like doing something very dangerous, and the tree branch broke. I guess Rika and HANYUU are my main characters now. I remember how I felt, but I still felt strange for some reason. I couldn't remember what I was doing. No, it's more like I couldn't remember who Rika was before I fell off the cliff. Oh god, I got amnesia. Amnesia plotline. Heard HANYUU's panicked voice. Why did you drop me off there? Why did you do this to me? Why, you pink, purple-haired, horned fuck?
HANYUU.
HANYUU, I'm gonna strangle you later.
何事なの？
リカはみんなと遊んでて崖から転げ落ちたのです。大丈夫なのですか？
HANYUU、そんなことはどうでもいいわ。今日
Hello,
はいつ？
Maria.
昭和何年の何月何日？
I guess ask this question first, like this happens. God damn it, Chris, where the fuck are we now?
昭和58年6月なのです。
Next week.
綿流しのお祭りが再来週なのですから。
Alright, let's lock in.
なんてこと。それしか猶予がないって
I
わ
have an
け。
idea.
僕たちの力も
Everyone under house
これが
arrest
精
for 2
一杯
weeks
なので
straight.
す。
No one leaves. No one does anything. We just sit there and do nothing. Dude, I had no choice.
Magic conch, what do we do?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
私がまた昭和58年の6月にいるということは。そうか。また私は殺されたのか。
After I surrendered to police, all the classmates were given checkups at the clinic. I didn't get hurt, so I was sent back home after I determined I had no injury. I mean, you still were, like, soaked in gasoline, guys! My memory started getting vague from that point on. Common characters, my violent deaths. My life is taken away violently, the memory before death becomes vague with static. Probably a defense mechanism? A roll of toilet paper. The example should make it easy to understand, even if it's uncloth. Uncoughed. That's why I have no clear memory of what happened and how I died that night. I only have vague memories. I think someone covered my mouth with a handkerchief or something and I passed out. But the only thing I remember, and only vaguely. I'm not even sure if it really happened. The only thing I know for sure is there will be blood shed. The man. I'm sorry, what? At least I don't remember the horrific ending to my life every time it happens, or else I would have gone crazy a long time ago.
Thank God, I'm not crazy.
Thank God my heart still has feelings. I just can imagine someday I just get so eroded with the harsh reality of life, I just become this heartless bitch.
Thank God that'll never happen.
Thank God it never happened. Where's my cat? Should dream or not? I thought I might hit my head hard and lose my mess. You know what? Amnesia plotline. We're going for this time. HANYUU, pick me up, throw me back off the cliff. My name is Rika. People look at me in a special way.
My name is Rika. I'm 9 years old. I live in Hinamita.
God damn it, no.
Rika just with the quiet life.
She just wants a happy life. This panic girl here is named HANYUU. Only one who could see her. Perhaps she only exists inside of my head. Anyway, HANYUU is invisible and can generally only interact with me. Long story if I try to explain HANYUU's errand, so I won't be doing that right now. You late waiter. How do I talk about her? Guess she was there since the born, existent, natural thing for me. I guess she's still talking to her sister. That's like the framing device.
Yeah, yeah.
She's talking
us.
to us, us.
Yes.
We're level best friends. The group's active, boisterous, and we get serious about doing stupid
The
things.
sister in her head.
Oh, at least she's not misgendering me. Shame about you, though.
リカちゃん大丈夫？捻挫とかしてない？どこ打ったの？おじさんに見せてみて。ありがとうなのです。頭にタンコブができただけなのですよ。
I got a bump at least. Much it was a serious. I just die right then and there. Like, god damn it, HANYUU. It's like you're supposed to warn my 2 years from death. Yeah, you be in a coma for 2 weeks and then you die. Oh.
それもそうだな。念には念で監督に診察してもらった方がいいかもしれないな。
レナもそれがいいと思うな。どうしよう、監督を呼んでくる？そうだね。近くの家で電話を借りて監督を呼んでみるよ。そこまでしなくても大丈夫なのですよ。この通りピンピンしてますのです。リパー。ダメですわよ、リカ。万が一ということがありましたよ。
Sadako warned me with a stern voice. It really wasn't a big deal, but I decided to nod since Satoko was trying to be generous. She wasn't trying to boss me around or anything. She's only saying that because of how much she cares. I've seen it before in many different lives that I've been through. At least, you know, one thing, she's not jaded about her friends.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
One
good.
thing that's also true about Rika, she cares about her friends.
It's not just Satoko. Mion, Rena, and Keiichi are the same. They're all so nice to me, and I truly do care. This is my caring face. I'm understanding why Rika has become Daria now. I'm right talking with me with a worried face. I was just standing there, wearing a panicked look. Keiichi didn't give me a panic too, but he's trying not to show it. He was standing by me, wearing a calm expression.
大丈夫か？
大丈夫なのですよ。
大丈夫？
もう全然痛くないのです。
なら不幸中の幸いだったよな。よかったよかった。
I wouldn't feel anything special about his words if this was a while ago. But the moment Rena took over the classroom, when she hurt Mion, Keiichi tried his best to save Rena. Even so, he was more reliable than I ever imagined from his normal behavior. Usually an insensitive guy who hurts other people's feelings without noticing, but that's not his true self. He's his secret side. He's willing to sacrifice himself for other people. Just observing that too not long ago. That's why I can honestly feel his generosity now. I think about it. Keiichi regained a memory from another world the previous time around. Possible that he carries that memory this world too? She's like, hey Keiichi, do you remember? Remember what? She just hits him on the head. Do you remember now? No. Now? No. Come on, dude. I can't do this without you fucking remember. There's so much we can do ourselves. Keiichi is different. Changed the fate that I once resigned myself to. He's somebody who may have that power. To take me to an unseen future. I bet Keiichi doesn't understand me. He could be my hero. You're not much out of him. Hey, it's your best lead you've had in what, 100 years?
Yeah, like fuck.
Just prod him.
Keiichi?
Stroked him slowly. It's been a while since I felt so nervous. I've felt this way since I started my endless life in 1983. The witch, I normally would know what his response would be even before talking to him. I have to remain silent because I already know how pitiful the reply would be. But honestly, I have no idea what the fuck's happening now.
Oh,
You remember when you
Yonda
killed your
ka,
friends?
Rika-chan?
Yeah. Wait, what? Honey gave me a disappointed look before I responded. Honey, fuck off.
Like, do you remember?
リ
Cookie?
カ
No. Hits him in the head. Do you remember now? Yes! Ah!
What's going to happen?
Just breaks down right there.
Miracles do happen. One could have happened many times in my other lives. But I don't believe we'll see one miracle before. The miracle that Keiichi gave me was once in a lifetime kind of miracle. Miracle, 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 miracle. What am I, the Witch of Miracles or something? I don't get out of this world just because I roll on 6 on a die once. I can't get out unless I get a miracle that's equivalent to getting 6 on a die 10 times in a row. So I rolled 10 dice wishing they all turned out to be 6.
ケイチ
どうしたんだよ。どこか痛むのか？
You look at me worriedly after I call his name twice.
ケイチは覚えていますですか
How sad my question was. So I thought he would. He'd look at me with a confused face.
え？覚えてるって何の話だよ。
Do you remember, Keiichi?
Han, you
Do
get
you remember?
the Han, you get the stick. I can't
Do you
grab
remember the
stuff.
21st night of September?
He doesn't have a memory. Keiichi experienced it.
なんですのケイチさん何かリカに悪いことでもしたんじゃありませんの
Okay, maybe I can get someone else more reliable to remember than Keiichi. Satoko, do you remember?
ケイチ
Hits her on the head.
学校の屋根の上に登ったことを覚えていますですか学校の屋根ケイチさんそんなとこに登ったんですのサトコは黙っててなのですケイチ覚えていませんですか
俺が？屋根の上に？いつ？いや、リカちゃん、それは多分他の誰かの勘違いだろ。俺屋根なんか登ったことないし、登り方だって知らないよ。
Of course you haven't experienced in this world yet. I'll tell you something you'll remember. You've been up on the roof, but you should still remember doing it. You should be able to remember it, but truly, you actually did it once, so why can't you do it now?
屋根の上にボールでも取りに行ったんじゃありませんの
いや、そんな経験一度もねえよ。サトコは経験あるか？
まさか屋根の上なんて上がったら先生に怒られましたよ
でもさ、屋根の上で昼寝とかしたら気分が良さそうだよな。
覚えてるわけないのですよ
Gah.
そんな簡単に奇跡が起こるなら僕もリカもこんな苦労はしないのですよ
Thanks, Hanyu. I'm glad I keep you around for your enthusiastic personality. Remember.
どうせまた僕たちはお祭りの終わりとともに消えてゆく夏のセミ
I'm
の
starting to
運
see
命
why
なの
Rika
です
gets easily annoyed with her. Imagine having this Debbie Downer with you for 100 fucking years.
I know, right?
She's like, I'm trying, and I'm the Dardia here. Maze where my bit doesn't have an exit. Might be an endless loop without a goal in place. You're trapped in this fate. Keiichi may get out. I thought Keiichi might be getting out of here. I saw that Keiichi I saw was truly a miracle, momentary glimmer. This Keiichi this world doesn't bear that same miracle. It's all the same. I'm not going to give up. Last time, I gave up fighting destiny. Realized that I was beyond salvation, so I bid her farewell and forsook that world. You can explain to me what that syringe was about, by the way? No? Okay. Worked hard with Keiichi in that world. Should have broken this. We should have probably been more proactive about that situation instead of just waiting for something to happen. You know what? Maybe that's my lesson. I don't wait around to wait for something to happen. I should do something. I should be proactive. I'm just tired of fucking dying, man. Keiichi showed me a miracle. I should be able to do the same thing, too. Must fight. Must fight with all my remaining power. And this useless girl next to me. I'll fight when I had more power. But I never made it. How can I expect to win this time? Still, I must fight. Let them fight. Teichi taught me that fate can be shattered. We're gonna fight one more time. Okay, good. That's the end point. To my granddaughter. Breaking the cycle. Let's do this one more time. I'm sorry for leaving you like this. I just need to understand I'd rather take my own life than be fearful. Oh god, who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down. I need you to understand I'd rather take my own life than be fearful how many days I have left to live. That's why I'm writing this letter to you. I can't stand the fear of being able to leave behind a will while my life is prolonged, even as I lose my consciousness. In the end, there's nothing I can leave behind for you. I was unable to leave any of my achievements to this world. I was gone before I was dead. To leave this world a humiliated man, knowing that I was no appreciation from anyone. You must do better than me. You must achieve something that your grandfather was never able to achieve. On my what field you chose. You must leave your mark on this world. You must leave behind your achievements. You will eventually die someday. Eventually turn to ashes. As a human being, that's your inevitable fate. But if you have achieved a great success, you will live forever and after you depart. Those who live beyond the deaths are called gods. I wish to become one, but was unable to do so. But in my place, you must become a god someday. Okay. Thanks, Granddad. Whatever that was about.
Are we gonna watch the other
Who
ending
cares?
of chapter 6?
Who cares?
Alright.
Honestly, I'm like, it's not worth it anymore, dude.
That's fair.
It's not.
That's
I would
fair.
have just hold control anyway. And it's youtube.com
Yeah, that's true.
and wikis.
Cool.
Ah,
cool.
that was a very
Watch it
productive.
somewhere else.
That was a very productive episode, I would say.
Yeah. Got a lot of answers.
All answers. But now we just have 2 weeks to solve the shit. So, Rika, if you see a club game, say no. We've got other things to do. Yeah, I think I said all I needed to say today.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, so let's see what happens next on Rika and Hanyuu's wacky adventure. Until then, have a gay old time, y'all. Peace.